Hawaiian Telcom has seen its share of challenges since it's formed in 1883. But unlike this, a 21st century issue that's forcing the company to consider some costly changes. KITV4's Laura Yamada joins us with a small fire that sure triggered a firestorm, Laura.
Well, Paula, chances are most people haven't actually seen fiber optic cables, but that's the whole point, out of view, but up and running 24/7 to give you the best service. But when a fire broke out in an unsuspecting place, cutting off service to tens of thousands of customers, cable companies statewide knew something had to be done.
So this is where the burn occurred.
It was the nightmare engineer Dan Masatomi did not see coming.
Basically, the fiber cables in here all melted. You don't even see it. All you see is the outer sheet.
Police believe a homeless man started a January fire on the underbelly of the H1 viaduct that crippled miles of fiber optic cable and cut service for tens of thousands of customers, including military and emergency personnel.
Our Sprint radios went down totally.
You know, you can't get to this, you can't get to that.
Landlines went down.
It's an interesting start to the job.
It was day 2 on the job for Hawaiian Telcom COO Scott Barber, and the early morning fire happening when staff is typically low.
That single outage actually affected a number of carriers.
4 months later, the remnants remain, and the replacement cables are up, but still exposed. Hawaiian Telcom is partnering with other cable companies to possibly split the cost of a permanent solution.
What will give us the biggest bang for our buck?
The Department of Transportation has already tried fencing in the area, but says the homeless keep ripping it down.
Biggest challenge, costs, time.
Masatomi says rerouting cables 30 feet up on a different part of the viaduct was discussed, then discarded. They considered cementing all this in, actually common thing to do on the mainland, but they realized the viaduct was not built to handle all that extra weight. Another option, burying the cable, the safest but most expensive option, but even that can be problematic.
The famous backhoe comes in and digs up our cable.
Cars can be an enemy too, crashing into poles and cutting off service. But Mother Nature says Masatomi takes the cake. Case in point, Hurricane Iniki.
Cables everywhere. People cut in cables to clear their driveways.
Right now, engineers are assessing all of Hawaiian Telcom's cables to make sure each one can handle an emergency.
If one side gets cut, the other side can actually handle the traffic.
Changes that have kept the company running. And Barber says weathering more than 100 years in business proves this is a problem they can fix too.
We're up for the challenge, and we think we can, in the end, improve that whole situation as a result of the fire.
So far, so good. Keep your fingers crossed.
Well, there's a big meeting coming up in about a month, and the carriers involved hope to have some preliminary plans by then. Hawaiian Telcom says moving cable lines away from the viaduct altogether is currently their top choice. No word yet on how much it could cost or if that cost will carry over to customers. Back to you.
Thank you, Laura. One small fire causing so much change.
Incredible there.